Hello, everybody. This is Professor Jeff Wilkerson at Luther College, talking to you again about what to watch for in the night sky. This week, we're going to be talking about what to look for in the week of October 26th, 2020. And I think this is a good week for us to keep our eyes on the stars of the Great Square of Pegasus. So we see this big square of stars rising into the sky in the east after dark. A month ago would have been close to the horizon just after dark, now pretty high in the sky as it gets dark. And so we'll be looking at this, look to the east, then turn around over to the south a little bit, and probably halfway, maybe a little more than halfway between the eastern horizon and straight south. And you'll see the Great Square of Pegasus this week. Four stars, not enormously bright, but brighter than anything else around them, so it looks pretty empty in the middle of it. So it really does look like a square. It really does look like a pattern, part of the constellation of Pegasus. And if you have trouble finding these four stars, or want a little bit of a guide, on Monday, the moon, as it fills out this week, the moon's going to be headed toward full, and as it fills out, the moon will be more or less over in here below these stars on the right side of the square of Pegasus. By Tuesday, it'll be over here in the middle of the square, and by Wednesday, it'll have moved just to the left of the line over here. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you can watch the moon move past the Great Square of Pegasus, and that should be a guide to help you make sure you're seeing which stars these are in the Great Square. Pisces is the constellation that stretches between the Great Square and where the moon is. The moon's actually in Pisces. But you'll see it's a little pattern of stars, faint stars called the circlet of Pisces, is right in there. So this is a good thing to watch, to keep an eye on the Great Square. It's just a typical fall constellation for us. So this is a marker of fall. When we start seeing it show up in August, that tells us fall is on the way. And through September, and now as we get well deep into October, it's high in the sky. So it's telling us this is as fall gets right now. On out here is the Mars. Bright Mars is out this direction. So the moon, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the moon will have skipped past Mars, and we'll make a nice pairing with Mars on Thursday. And the moon will be very close to full, headed toward full about Halloween. So we see the moon filling out very bright next to very bright Mars and the pretty bright stars of the Great Square of Pegasus up here. Now, off the upper left corner of the Great Square is what I think of as a V of stars that looks like this, spreading out, and that's Andromeda. And so Andromeda is this constellation, this sort of V, maybe a cornucopia, as we head toward Thanksgiving season. We see this V of stars. If you walk out this direction and you see two stars, and you go out to the second star in the chain of stars, you go from the bottom star to the next star up to the next star to the same distance, about right there. That's the famous Andromeda Galaxy. That's our nearest neighbor full-size galaxy. We have some satellite galaxies of the Milky Way, the Magellanic Clouds, that orbit the Milky Way, but this is a full-size spiral galaxy, bigger than the Milky Way, on a collision course with the Milky Way. But it's a big spiral galaxy, as the Milky Way is a big spiral galaxy, lots and lots of stars. And it's actually relatively easy to see. If you have binoculars, you should be able to have no problem seeing it. You can move up, move over that same distance. If you have dark skies like we have around here in northeast Iowa, this is actually not all that hard to see with your naked eye without any optical aid whatsoever. I recall very well the first night that I saw it. I was in high school, very, very alarmingly close to 40 years ago right now. And I was out in the country outside of town where there weren't any lights really to speak of, on the farm where my mother grew up. And it was August, and I was watching the Perseid meteor shower. And after that, I had my small telescope out, and I was looking at open star clusters. I particularly was having a good time looking at M6 and M7 open star clusters in Scorpius, and poking around, trying to learn new things about the sky. I was trying to find new things that I hadn't seen before. And as it got late at night, on toward midnight and past midnight, I saw this object come up over the eastern horizon, and it looked like, I could tell it wasn't spherical. It looked elongated to me, and it looked like someone had taken a phosphorescent paintbrush and made a sort of rectangular almost strip of light that was phosphorescent, was glowing sort of, it had a sort of a phosphorescent glow to me when I first saw it. I had no idea what it was. So it was fun to go figure out what this was and to keep track of it all these years later. Big, important galaxy in terms of telling the story of our understanding of where we are in the universe. This is the galaxy that Edwin Hubble first measured the distance to using Cepheid variable stars and helped us understand just how big the universe is. That the little smudges of light that we see out there that we called spiral nebulae at that time, 100 years ago now, at that time really were actually full-size spiral galaxies like the Milky Way or elliptical galaxies, but they were galaxies full of stars out there. So it's a great object historically. It's worth going out to see if you can see this as you look at the Great Square of Pegasus and watch the moon slide by. For us here in Northeast Iowa, probably for most people right now, it's getting dark early enough. This scene that I have drawn right here, 8 o'clock in the evening, is a great time to go out and look at that and to watch this happen in the week ahead. So I hope you have clear skies, and I hope you have a chance to get out and observe some of this and think about these markers of fall as we look at the Great Square of Pegasus, the moon sliding past it toward Mars. And if you can see the Andromeda Galaxy, it's worth trying to see the Andromeda Galaxy. Have a great week, everybody.